The rain on Zorith 9 didn't fall, it glowed. Neon blue droplets slid down the glass of my survey pod, streaking trails of phosphorescent light. I'd been on this rock for 3 months, cataloging flora that could feed Earth's growing colonies. Alone mostly, until she appeared. Her name, at least the one she gave me, was Nereus. She wasn't human, though in the silver haze of the rain, you could almost believe she was. Her eyes reflected light like twin galaxies, and her skin shimmered faintly like oil over water. She spoke our language with an accent that wasn't made by a throat or a tongue. It was like she remembered sound, not produced it. The first time I met her, I was repairing a scanner tower that had been fried in a lightning storm. A figure had appeared in the mist, tall, barefoot, watching me. I thought it was hallucination at first. Isolation does that to you. But she spoke. "You are human," she said simply. "I have read about you. You've read about me." I laughed, tightening a panel bolt. "Then I hope the reviews are good." She tilted her head. "You are acceptable." That was the beginning. For weeks, she would appear and vanish like fog. Sometimes at dawn, sometimes in the violet dusk. She'd watch me ask questions about Earth, about music, about love. When I told her about oceans, she said, "Our planet once had seas too. They boiled away when the sun turned cruel." When I told her about laughter, she asked me to describe the sound. When I told her about marriage, she looked puzzled. "Bonding. You bind one to another for eternity." "Not eternity," I said, smirking. "Just as long as you can stand each other." She smiled. Her species version of it was strange. The corners of her mouth didn't move, but her eyes brightened like twin novas flickering. "You'd make a great wife," I teased one night, after she'd told me she could change her molecular density to survive extreme pressure. "You'd never complain about the cold or broken heaters." She leaned close, too close. "Then prove it," she whispered. That was when I realized something. Nereus wasn't just curious about humans. She was studying me. The following night, I found my comms terminal had been tampered with. Not damaged, but modified. The encryption had changed to a pattern I didn't recognize. When I confronted her, she didn't deny it. "I needed to understand how you speak to the sky," she said. "You call to your home and they answer. That's not for you to." I stopped mid-sentence. Her expression wasn't hostile. It was sad. "They will not answer me," she said quietly. "My people left this world centuries ago." I remained. "Why?" "Yes. Because someone had to remember." The rain outside grew heavier, hissing like static across the metallic plains. I felt something stir, pity maybe, or fascination. Or something I didn't want to name. We began to share meals. Well, I ate and she observed. She didn't need food. She absorbed ambient light. But she loved watching the ritual of it, like a child watching a performance. "What does that taste like?" she'd ask. "Like salt and warmth," I'd say. "Warmth," she repeated, as if the word itself were precious. Once she touched my hand, skin to skin. It felt like an electric current, not painful but deeply alive. Her form was soft, but underneath was something not quite flesh. I saw my reflection flicker across her irises, and for a moment I wondered, if she could mimic anything, could she mimic feeling too? One night I woke to an alarm. The oxygen filters were failing. My system showed contamination in the main intake lines. When I rushed outside, I saw the cause. The alien flora had invaded the conduits, pulsing with light. I started cutting them out, and then I saw Nereus. She stood nearby, watching me with an unreadable expression. "Did you do this?" I shouted over the wind. Her head tilted slightly. I encouraged growth. The plants here respond to me. They clean the air for my kind. For your kind, not mine. You'll kill me. She blinked slowly. I did not think it would harm you. Her words hit like a knife. She wasn't malicious, just alien. Different biology, different logic. I managed to repair the filter, gasping as oxygen returned. When I turned back, she was gone. Days passed. Silence. I focused on my work, but my thoughts kept circling back to her. I should have been angry or afraid. Instead, I was lonely. Pathetic, I know, a scientist yearning for something that shouldn't exist. Then on the 10th night she returned. I learned, she said softly. I understand the balance now. She extended her hand. In it was a small, glowing seed, bioluminescent and warm. It grows clean air for both of us. Against my better judgment, I took it. Her smile this time reached her whole face. Light rippled through her body in waves, like joy made visible. I planted it in the soil near the base. Within hours, a vine of blue light stretched upward, wrapping the dome in a shimmering web. The air felt fresh, sweet. My instrument showed perfect oxygen balance. It was like breathing spring itself. We stood beneath the light together, and for the first time she looked human. Or maybe I was finally seeing her as something more than alien. The months blurred. I taught her about Earth customs. She taught me about resonance, how her species communicated through vibrations, not words. Sometimes we sat in silence, yet shared entire conversations. She learned to hum. I learned to listen. One evening she asked, "If I were to visit your world, would they accept me?" I hesitated. They'd study you, contain you. People fear what they don't understand. Do you fear me? I looked at her glowing face in the half-light. No, not anymore. That night she leaned against me. Her body emitted faint warmth now. She'd learned to match my temperature. It was comforting, too comforting. Then came the recall order. Earth Command had detected my unauthorized transmissions. Apparently, Nereus's modifications had pinged the wrong frequencies. They were sending a retrieval team. In 7 days I was leaving. I told Nereus the next morning. She didn't move. For a long time she said nothing. Your people are coming, she said finally. They will see me. Yes, I said. But I can protect you. Hide you. Her eyes dimmed. You cannot protect what is not yours to keep. That night she disappeared again. No trace. The luminous vine began to wilt. On the final day, the sky tore open with the thunder of dropships. The team landed, men in armor, weapons drawn. They swept the outpost, confirming I was alive, but they also scanned for foreign entities. I knew they'd detect her if she was near. Dr. Kellen, the commander said, you've got unauthorized alien contact signatures all over your logs. You'll need to explain. I was alone, I lied. Just environmental interference. He didn't believe me, but he had no proof. We began loading equipment for departure. Then the storm hit, the worst I'd seen in months. Static lightning rippled through the sky, and the ground trembled. My sensors went wild. Through the chaos I saw her, Nereus, standing on the ridge, her body pulsing with violent light. She was calling to something. The very air vibrated with her voice. The commander shouted, "What the hell is that? Don't shoot!" I screamed, running toward her. She turned as I reached her. "They will destroy you for me," she said. "So I must go." "Go where?" Gasped. "Home." She pointed upward, and then I saw it. Through the storm clouds, a shape emerged. Massive, organic, like a ship grown from coral and starlight. It had been buried beneath the planet's crust all this time, dormant. "You can leave," I whispered. I remembered enough to awaken it. "But I cannot go alone." Her hand brushed my cheek, and my visor reading spiked. My heart rate, temperature, everything surged. "Come with me," she said. "Nearest, I can't." "You said I'd make a great wife," she murmured, her voice trembling with something like sorrow. "Then prove it." Lightning flashed, illuminating her tearless face. I could feel the heat of the ship's energy lifting us, calling to her. For a heartbeat I considered it, leaving Earth behind, the endless loneliness, the bureaucracy, the noise. But I couldn't. I was human, bound by gravity, duty, fear. "I can't," I said softly. "I don't belong there." She smiled faintly, that strange, luminous smile. "Nor do I belong here." Then, before I could move, she pressed her palm to my chest. There was a surge of light, warmth spreading through every nerve, and then she was gone. The ship rose, the clouds split, and with a thunderous ripple of energy, it vanished into the upper atmosphere. The storm stopped. The air stilled. Only silence remained. They said later it was a hallucination. Oxygen deprivation, stress, alien gas. The commander filed the report as unverified extraterrestrial interference. I was shipped back to Earth, debriefed, and quietly reassigned. But I knew better. Because when I checked my vitals during the flight home, I found something impossible. My oxygen levels never dropped again. My lungs processed air too efficiently. My cells emitted faint luminescence under low light. And at night when I slept, I dreamed of her, standing beneath alien stars, smiling. Years have passed since then. Sometimes when I walk along the ocean, I see a flicker of blue light beneath the waves, like something vast moving just out of sight. The scientists call it bioluminescent algae. I know better. Nearest said once that memory was a kind of resonance, an echo between hearts. If that's true, then she's still here, in the pulse of every tide, in the hum of the stars overhead. And sometimes, when the world feels heavy and cold, I still hear her whisper in my mind. "Then prove it."